I've had a few people ask about this guitar. This is a 1940s K Archtop, and I use the term Archtop loosely. It's really not a pure Archtop. It's just formed plywood. I got this last year, and I bought it specifically because I was asked to do what's called a sidelining gig in a movie last year. And the movie took place in the 40s, and they asked me if I had any vintage guitars from the 40s, and I didn't. And I said, well, I could buy one. They go, oh, no, we'll rent one. And I'm like, no, I can buy one. And so my son went on a hunt for me on Craigslist and found this one on Craigslist for like $500. And it's like I said, it's not a pure Archtop. It's not carved out of a piece of wood, so it's not really a super valuable guitar. But it's very pretty, great color. And met the guy, brought the money. He actually gave me a deal, $460. He gave me $40 off, and I promptly took him to lunch. So basically got it for $500. And the reason I did that was just because I was kind of looking for something like this, kind of a David Rawlings type guitar, kind of a cheap Archtop that I can use for different sounds. It has a cool kind of lo-fi, alt-country kind of vibe to it. But if I want to do kind of a jazz, Grant Green kind of Django Reinhardt, it kind of has a nice sound for that even. I've used it on a couple recordings. I think I used it on a TV commercial. And it's one of the things I did when I was working on the film. It was for a whole week. It was a 5-day shoot. And I'm in this movie called Gangster Squad. And I on my blog, I actually included a link to the IMDb page where you can see me faintly in the corner behind Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. And with this guitar, so this guitar is a movie star. The one of the things I did on it when I first got it was I put flat wound strings on it, because when you're doing sidelining gigs, you're not actually playing, you're pretending to play, and in your ear you have a little wireless receiver. It's like an earbud, but there's no wire coming out. You can barely see it. It's got a little handle. You shove it in there, so you can't even see it. I'm wearing a tuxedo, and they make us look all 40s, and they cut my hair, and so I'm just sitting there playing. And the interesting thing is that back then, there were no guitar amps really back then, so the guitar players would just hit really hard. So I was kind of doing this motion a lot, where I was like strumming and banging. So you'll probably be able to see me in the movie because I'll be the guy in the back going like this. People going, "Why is that guitar player playing so hard?" But the funny thing, what happened was that the band had the earwigs, they call them, but the dancers did not. And they would start a song, and then they'd say rolling, or they'd say rolling. They'd start the music, they'd cut it off. We'd keep hearing it, but nobody else would. The dancers wouldn't or anything. And the dancers were watching my arm to know where to make their moves and everything, so that it looked like they were dancing in time with the music. And so that was pretty cool. So I was serving two purposes. But I was actually missing the strings. I wasn't hitting the strings. I tried to get as close as I could, but I didn't want to accidentally hit, because there's dialogue being recorded. It's actually really quiet in that room. Very, very little noise. The dancers were amazing. How quietly they could actually dance around the floor. But I wanted to be able to change chords and move with the chart. So I'm actually playing the chords. We have exact charts, and they were written on paper that was even period, like colored paper and everything. And so we just took. I just was playing the exact song, how they probably would have played it at the time, and there were some lines and things like that. But I didn't want my fingers to make any noise, so that's why I got the flat wounds. Anyway, so this is the guitar, and it's pretty cool. I've been using it on the drop tube voicing videos, so that's why I had some inquiries about it. A little rattly. Something's rattling in there. But anyway, it's a beautiful guitar, fun to keep around, and God bless you guys. I'll talk to you soon.